Hello and welcome to the next list. Today we're going to do issues 87 and 88 of our 66 Batmobile. Let's get going. So basically in these two issues we're going to be working on the engine bay. We're actually going to be finishing off the engine bay, and the rest of the issues are panels, are all these big panels. So we thought we'd do this one first, just these two, because like I said, it's putting on the side panels for the engine bay, just tidying up a few of the wires and pipes, and then we move on to the panels. And I can see over the next 3 or 4, I think it's 3. I think we've only got like 3 packs left, 4 packs maybe. I don't what is it? I would not. Yeah, I think there's about 4 packs left. It's just going to be outer panel sections really. We've done the interior, and we're going to finish off the engine bay just now. So we're going to tidy up and get the car over here and start work. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do is take all the bits out. We've got to replace a part, basically. That's what we're going to be doing first. So with the steering here, so we've got the steering cover just here. We're going to take the steering cover off, and we're going to keep those screws as well. So we've just got to take this this steering cover just off now. There goes one screw. I'll grab that in a minute. And that one, I'm using the same screws that we've just taken out, like so. So this is part of the steering rack. I'm going to take that out, like so. There's one more in there that I've just missed, which is here. So put that out as well, exposing it. Okay, so that's the one that we've just taken off, and that's the one we've got to replace it with. They're the same. I don't see there's any different in that whatsoever. So it's to take it off and replace it with this one. So exactly what I'm going to do. So now remember, on my car, the steering, I'm not activating it, just because it puts a lot of strain on this cogs and this, and you don't want it snapping. So I am actually going to leave the steering free, and we'll come on to that when I speak about it. Now it will mean that this can come out slightly, but I mean it's going to be for a display anyway, so I'm not entirely bothered about that section. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just screw this back up now, what I've just done. Okay, so we've just replaced that section there. Next we're going to grab our wheel arch section just here, locate the 2 slits there, and then we are going to screw this L-shaped socket on here. We're going to stick it on there. We're going to use AP screws, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, as you can see, it's there, so it's sort of poking that way. We're then going to grab this section and we're going to screw that in with AP screws. That is going to attach to that section just like that. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so we've done that. Next we're going to grab this bit. It's got a half circle there. It's just going to slot up into that section just there, into this little bit just here, like so. Okay, we've done that bit. We've got this as well. Now this is going to go into the engine block just down here. I'm going to show you where. Okay, as you can see, I'll flip the car up because we have now got to stick this pipe here into the hole, which is down there. It's just there, just sort of in the middle there. I'm gonna see if I can zoom up a little bit more. So it's down in there. Wish me luck, and then I'll show you the end result. Okay, got it there in the end. So this little black pipe here, it goes under and does go in to the side of the engine just there. Now that was it was really a bit of a squeeze to get all that in, and obviously it runs along up there, but for the life of me, why did we not fit this little bit here when before we did this? Because this big pipe just here and this as well gets in the way. Now I didn't take them out, but it was still an absolute nightmare to get that in, but I have got it in and it is secure. There is a little hole on the side just there and it slots into that. But yeah, that to me, that should have been done a long time ago. Okay, so now we've got it up, we now need to flip it up and we can start putting some wires on. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So we now have the pipes coming from the brake disc here on this side, that side, and the one that attaches to the back. They all attach into there, and then we're going to gently push all this down, push this down as well. Okay, so we're going to attach this with CM screws and making sure that that little part of the air vent goes through this little hole at the front, and I'll show you all that. Okay, so it's a good point now. This is in place and we've attached the hose pit to the front there and we've wired that all up. It's now a good time to make sure you've got the lights in the right position. So we need the black and white lead on this side, and we also need the white and green to the front headlights as well. And then we need the grey and red light indicator on this side. That's because in the next issue we're going to be putting in our bulkhead. So let's start our next one. Okay, so the next one's pretty straightforward. We're going to take it out. We're going to firstly put on the little clip that we had before. So we need some AP screws, so we're going to do that first. And obviously this side goes in a lot more easier to start with, so we've got that section there. And obviously we're just going to put this L-shaped bracket here, so it's like that, and then put that on there using AP screws. So I'm going to go ahead and do all that now. Okay, we've done that, so that's all attached there. We're going to put that on there, and I do believe we attached that with CM screws. And let me grab the CM screws out. I've got two of them. We'll need the longer screwdriver on this one because they are a bit of a... Let me stand up a minute so I can see what I'm going to do. Okay, so one's going there, one's going there. Okay. So there goes one, and the other one will go just here. And that is it. Okay, so at this point what we would do is attach the steering wheel using SM screws to the steering rack. Now obviously I leave it all out. This is, like I said before, it puts extra strain on the wheels. Now I can move the wheel still, and I can move them backwards and forwards, but I'm not exactly going to be jumping in this and dropping down to Tesco's to get me bread and whatnot, or down to local shops. So it doesn't really need it, and all this does is put extra strain on this bit, and the last thing you want is for that to break. Now I do have the pieces and they are pretty easy to fit even afterwards, so I always just leave it. It's just easier to leave. Now it will mean that this bit is a bit more secure, but there is something else still to go in this to make it a little bit more secure in, but that is how I am leaving it on my build. But at this point, this is where you would normally install it. Okay, so the next bit is we're going to be putting on our bulkhead. This part just here. So we're going to slide this in. We're going to use FM screws to connect it up to here. So once again, at this point, this is where you make sure you've got your leads So the green and white and black and white on the right side, or left side if you're looking straight on, right side if you're where the steering wheel is, and on the opposite side you put your grey and red. Okay, so this is going to go in, making sure this goes down as well. It's going to be a bit of a tight fit, so it's going to sit just there, and we're going to connect it in so it connects both the dashboard and this to the bulkhead using FM screws. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so now it is putting in the wires that we've got all lying around, and yeah, so I don't know whether or not to do this off camera. I'm not too sure yet what I'm going to do. Once again, always use a little bit of dobs of glue, I would say, in order to stick the wires on a lot better. It just holds them, and then they're not sort of coming out, because I noticed on this one, as you can see, it comes out fairly easy. So a little bit of glue on the wires there. Just to hold them in place. Works an absolute treat. Okay, so I'm going to just wire this as it says in the book. Okay, so first thing, we're going to grab this one here, which I've just glued, and then it is going to go onto the black section that's just down there. So that's the first one I'm going to do. The next one is obviously this one here, and that one is going to connect onto the side here. So I'm going to do them two first. Okay, so I've done all the wiring the best I can, and that is all I'm asking you at this point. There is some wires that I couldn't locate, and there's no loose wires on this, as you can see. So the two radiator ones here that come off here go onto these silver pipes, and then all the other pipes just sort of go around. You've got one coming out of there, goes into the distributor. You've got some there. We had this black thing, just like we did at the bottom in the first issue. We had this one that goes into the side of the engine, runs along, connects up. But I've looked, and so I can't see where there's an extra wire. There's like one missing. I can't see where they all go. I couldn't see any loose wires, and I've stuck all the wires in, so I don't know where they're all gone. But that is the best I can do, and I'm happy with the result. So yeah, that is it. And we got there in the end. It's very, very, very warm in here at the minute, especially with the temperature outside. Also got these big studio lights, so it's really hot in here at the minute. Anyway, that is it for issue 87 and 88. I hope that helped. If you were struggling, I don't know how often I'm going to have the hood up on this, if at all. And yeah, there was some wire. I just could not locate these wires, and I've looked underneath and above, and I can't see where they are. So there is like one or two of the wires I can't seem to locate at the minute. I've also looked where I store it, and there's no loose wires anywhere. So yeah, it's not a mystery or anything. I'm sure they will. I'm sure I'll find them and then just attach them as be. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with the engine bay exactly how it is. So I don't want to touch any more. But that is it. So those two issues effectively complete the engine bay. We've done the interior as well. So in the next, like I said, in the next lots of packs, we're now just concentrating on the outer panels of this, which is brilliant. So we haven't got too long to go. Like I said, we've got another 3 or 4 packs to go, and then we're all finished. So literally the last couple of packs are going to be finishing off a few things. I did notice that we still haven't finished off the exhausts underneath the car. So at some point we'll have to flip it to do that, and to put the main body on as well. But I'm glad now we've done the interior and we've done the engine bay, and we can now move on. There are some parts of that engine bay I think could have been done when we done the engine. There was 2 little bits there that connect actually onto the engine block itself that I think would have been a lot easier and quicker if we had done it before attaching any walls to it and any other bits. That's just my opinion. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you click like, subscribe, comment, put a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. But until then, guys, see you later.
Tune into the channel. Nexus is the name. all the hardest content, you'll never be the same. Laughs and thrills, excitement,